Welcome to Educated Board. Marshall's only evil programming. We are evil, sponsors of evil, and we welcome you.
Evil.
And, you know, we were called out by, what's his name, Richard R. Anderson? Something R. Anderson? Richard. Anyway, some guy in the public forum called us, James R. Anderson, called us out as evil people. And
Or sponsors.
Sponsors of evil and evil, that we have evil thoughts and
that we're
evil among them, and we're contaminating Marshall, essentially. Contaminating Marshall. And,
what are we essentially doing?
We're contaminating Marshall.
And, so, we're going to try to bring you tonight some pure evil. Here we come.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show. I think for tonight's show, you should use that view that kind of makes it like a heat-seeking thing. Hello, I'm back. I wanted to read you the article that was in the Independent, May 13th, 2002. It's under the heading Public Forum, and the title is "Don't Cower Before Obscenity," which I take as really not so much a command as advice. We could disagree about that, but don't cower before obscenity. To the editor, a recent Independent article covered city discussion of problems with indecent and obscene performances showing on local public access television. I suppose this cultural, quote, enlightenment, unquote, was overdue. What do you hear there? Sarcasm? I suppose. Cultural enlightenment.
I mean, we're not really enlightened.
We're not really enlightened.
Or an attempt at Middle English.
Undue.
I think he's criticizing us for not doing something sooner.
It was overdue.
I don't know. But I certainly, after that, don't feel enlightened. You know? I mean, I've read a lot, and done a lot of studying and a lot of living, a lot of hard living. But, and I guess I had some in my demeanor. Maybe this is what he's saying here, is that in my demeanor we're coming across as though we're enlightened.
Or that the culture is finally being enlightened to what he sees in us. About time somebody saw how evil it is.
Don't jump ahead.
Sorry, that was a whole other 2 sentences down the road.
A city official was quoted as saying, quote, "The city cannot reject programming because it is believed to be indecent or obscene," end quote. Citizens were threatened with losing church services if we don't allow obscenity. Well, that's not true, is it?
Church services
From being filmed.
on their own merits. That has nothing to do.
No, but church services go on no matter what. There's no threat to them. He's talking about the televising of church services.
Oh, I see. Losing sort of service.
He kind of, in a sort of a, it was pretty lame of him not to kind of misstate that. That's a complete misstatement there. Church services are not threatened. Don't worry about your church. You can go to your church. The services aren't threatened at all. What was threatened is the ability of public access to bring them to you in case you wanted to watch them on TV or couldn't get to those services or whatever. So
Yeah, like if you went out the night before and you were like pouring around or something and you felt guilty and you were hungover, and you didn't want to go to church smelling like alcohol, then you could turn on the TV and get your dose of the salve for your guilt.
But it wasn't threatened by us.
No, it wasn't threatened. We allow you that
We're
salve.
like all for
Yes.
Lots of.
Because, I mean, how many times have we, after a night of evil, we wanted to lay around and be redeemed? I mean,
Well, I could
he
say,
makes a good
for
point.
me, it's none.
I like to actually go to a church service and then. I like to go.
Do you?
All right.
Rasputin over here.
I like to go to a church service and then watch it again on studio. See myself.
Hey, there I am.
You're the one waving.
Who was that person who kept shouting out? Oh, that was Bane. No, but let's go on a little bit because really that misstatement there, the idea that we are threatening church services to disallow church services, is the most warped thing in his little
Or even the
whatever
filming of it, like as if we've done something to try to stop the filming.
We've done nothing to try to stop the filming of anything. If anything, we've tried to broaden filming.
Yeah, more filming.
We've tried to say more things should be on, not less. So his idea, the only reason that church services were threatened, as far as they're being aired on public access, is because of the people who want to ban us and who want to ban, that's the thing, that they get caught. If they get caught, they say, we ban this, we wind up having to ban everything. So, that's their own damn fault. That's not our, we want the church services to continue. I mean, I think it's a wonderful, absurd thing to have on television. It's like on the radio station when you hear the rosary, just doing the rosary over and over again at 5 o'clock. That's a beautiful, absurd thing. I love it. Yeah. All right, he goes on. Liberals, who have had a field day penalizing and criminalizing non-liberal speech and thought on their state-funded college campuses would now like us to believe that we cannot prevent their obscenity from invading our homes. Well, I think we should have Bicey respond to this.
I guess I think, disagreeing with your earlier statement, I think that this is the most odious part of the letter. Obviously, kind of legalese, weaseling out, aiming that at us and not really putting it directly on us. The idea that we're somehow in league with censors coming from someone who wants to censor us is just a cheap shot. It's, turns logic on its head. If anyone's in league with censors, it's, James Anderson, who thinks that we shouldn't be allowed to speak, at least on cable access TV. So I don't think I've spent any time...
Or think.
Or think, right. I don't think I've spent any time trying to criminalize conservative or any other kind of thought, and don't think anyone else at this table has either. And find the suggestion irresponsible and childish, really. Not even worthy of the level of commentary that we usually see in letters to the editors.
I tried to criminalize thoughts once, but it's like they're intangible. They're in somebody's head. So I mean,
Who's head?
yeah.
Yours?
They're everywhere.
You have thoughts, though, don't you?
Yeah, but even those, I try to
Are they ever impure?
maybe 2 or 3 minutes a day tops.
But if there were people out there trying to criminalize thoughts, they'd be J.A.'s brothers, right?
Who's J.A.?
James Anderson.
He who henceforth will be known as J.A.
How about JRA?
J.R.A.
We should start a
J.N.
club. What would James Anderson?
Or where in the world is James Anderson?
Yeah, they could hand it out at Sunday bulletins, They could, so when the kids have nothing to do when they're listening, the breaks in between the scripture, they can find J.R.A. There he is in the brothel.
Well, let me read on. I believe this position is wrong, logically, morally, and legally. On the upside, this issue presents our city's leaders with a golden opportunity to show the citizens, old and young alike, how to deal with evil and its sponsors. Now, this sentence, I should read this sentence again, if only to demonstrate how to write a beautiful sentence. This is a wonderful sentence. Listen again. On the upside, this issue presents our city's leaders with a golden opportunity to show citizens, old and young alike, how to deal with evil and its sponsors. That is a sentence worthy of Mark Twain's retarded child. But special child. Anyway, evil and its sponsors. This is what we wanted to build up to. We promised you a little evil.
He must have been taught at a liberal college. That's why you got to forgive him his language skills.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't go to one of those George W. Bush funded or underfunded schools, which would, because they're underfunded, have to crack down and teach you the right damn thing to say. But no, here is James R. Anderson at his best, where he asserts that we are evil or its sponsors. I don't know how you all feel, but I don't feel like a sponsor of evil, but I do feel like evil. I mean, I am evil.
I admire his pluck. Take some of
Put Bicey on, because Bicey admires his pluck.
It takes, a lot of self-confidence to cluck about the evil of others.
Pluck and pluck?
They rhyme.
Yeah.
Pluck and
You're not going to say another word that rhymes with
There
pluck
is
and
another
pluck.
word.
I think it takes
I don't think I've sworn yet on the show.
Ever?
I don't think so.
You said Joe's dick. But you're the first person.
That's really not
to swear.
swearing. That's
Yeah, you could have said
anatomy.
You could have said penis.
Yeah.
Should have said penis.
Should have
I
said.
use the C word a few times, I suppose, in relation to Johnson. But,
Or a large.
to be willing to publicly declare people whom you've never met and whose show you obviously have never seen, that's a man.
That's neighborly.
Yeah.
It's like an invitation
That
to get to know
represents the
somebody.
best of southwestern Minnesota.
Yeah, really. Determination.
This is no friend of Bill Holmes.
No. Bill wouldn't like it.
It's a Polish.
It's a nice gesture too to try to help our city leaders with the whole evil problem. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, once you root out evil, what else is there? Everything else falls into place. Isn't that the first of the commandments? Don't be evil.
Well, it's just what they said. You get rid of evil, and what have you got?
The Irish.
Exactly.
Short, fused, right?
Side note, this is humor.
No, it isn't.
No, my Irish. I love the Irish.
Humor, people find it funny.
Yeah.
It's not for us to decide.
Yeah, well, let me give you a little story about humor. Once I saw a man played, skinned alive, and I found it very humorous.
Well, an advocate of evil would.
Exactly. But, it just goes to show you that what is funny, he didn't think it was funny. Maybe he did. He could have been laughing at himself. But when I put on his skin, I felt so fresh and alive.
You can't talk about that in Iowa. Unfortunately, we're in
Yeah. Okay.
No, it was Wisconsin.
Our leaders,
Yeah.
back to James R. Anderson's public forum here. Our leaders, and here too I like, the idea that we have leaders. You live in Marshall so long and you can get this false impression that there are no leaders. Nobody's here.
Here's one for sure you could need a drink and or